The universe is enormous beyond comprehension. We know this. We've been told this. We've seen the images, the pale blue dot, the deep field photographs, the spiraling arms of galaxies so distant their light left before Earth existed. We know the universe is enormous. And yet, in all that enormity, in all those billions of stars and billions of years and billions of possible worlds, we have found nothing. No signal, no message, no artifact, no visitor, nothing. And that silence is either the most terrifying thing in the universe or the most important clue we have ever been given. In 1950, a physicist named Enrico Fermi sat down to lunch with colleagues at Los Alamos National Laboratory. They were talking about aliens, about the possibility of intelligent life somewhere out there in all of that dark. And Fermi, brilliant, quiet, precise, put down his fork and asked one question.
Where is everybody?
That question became one of the most profound unsolved problems in all of science. The Fermi Paradox. Here is why the math should unsettle you. Our galaxy, the Milky Way, contains somewhere between 200 and 400 billion stars. 400 billion. A significant fraction of those stars have planets. A significant fraction of those planets sit in what scientists call the habitable zone. Not too hot, not too cold. The right distance for liquid water to exist. And our galaxy is only one of an estimated 2 trillion galaxies in the observable universe. 2 trillion. In 1961, astronomer Frank Drake created an equation to estimate how many intelligent civilizations might exist in our galaxy. Right now, the Drake equation. It factors in star formation planets, the fraction that develop life, the fraction that develop intelligence, the fraction that develop technology, and, crucially, how long they survive. Even with conservative number, Marie, the answer comes back in the thousands. Possibly millions of civilizations in our galaxy right now. So, where are they? In 1977, a radio telescope in Ohio picked up a signal. It was strong, narrow band. It lasted 72 seconds. It matched exactly what scientists had predicted an alien transmission would look like. The astronomer who found it grabbed his printout and wrote 2 words in the margin. Wow. That signal, the wow signal, has never been heard again. We have been listening for over 60 years. The search for extraterrestrial intelligence, SETI, has pointed radio telescopes at thousands of stars, processed petabytes of data, run the largest distributed computing project in human history, using millions of personal computers around the world, all of them sifting through cosmic noise, looking for a pattern. 60 years, nothing. Not a whisper, not an anomaly we couldn't explain away, not a single thing that said, we are not alone, just silence. And before you say, maybe we haven't looked hard enough, understand the scale of what we're dealing with. If even one civilization in our galaxy had developed interstellar travel 1 million years ago, which is nothing on cosmic timescales, they would have had time to reach every single star in the Milky Way. Every single one. But we look up and we see no megastructures, no engineered stars, no signals, nothing artificial sitting in places it shouldn't be. No engineers, no builders, no one who got there before us and left the lights on. This is what physicists call the Great Silence, and it is the loudest question humanity has ever asked. Scientists have spent decades trying to answer it. There are explanations, several of them. None of them are entirely comforting. The first possibility: they exist, and they are hiding. This is called the dark forest theory. The idea is this: the universe is a dark forest. Every civilization is a hunter, moving silently through the trees. Because any signal you send out can be detected not just by friends, but by something older, something that has been out there longer, something that has learned. The only way to survive is to eliminate any competition before it becomes a threat. In this theory, the silence is not emptiness. The silence is strategy. We have been broadcasting radio waves into space for over 100 years. Our signal has already reached 100 light years in every direction. If the dark forest is real, we have already been heard. The second possibility. They existed, but something stopped them. This is the great filter. The idea that somewhere on the path from simple chemistry to spacefaring civilization, there is a wall, a barrier almost nothing survives. Maybe it's the leap from single-celled life to complex organisms. Maybe it's the invention of nuclear weapons. Maybe it's climate. Maybe it's something we haven't thought of yet. Something that resets the counter every time. Here's the question that will stay with you. Is the great filter behind us or ahead? If it's behind us, if the impossible miracle already happened and we somehow made it through, then we might be fine. Rare, precious, alone, but alive. But if the great filter is still ahead, if the thing that destroys civilizations is still waiting for us, then everything we have built, every city, every discovery, every person you have ever loved is already on borrowed time. The third possibility. We are first in the entire 13.8 billion year history of this universe. Even all those galaxies, all those stars, all that time. Intelligent life had to start somewhere. Someone had to be first. And the universe is younger than it looks. The conditions for rocky, Earth-like planets, the right elements, the right chemistry, only became common in the last few billion years. Maybe we're not late to the party. Maybe we're early. Maybe the universe is just now, right now, beginning to wake up. And we are the first ones to open their eyes. Every explanation leads to the same place. We're alone, or we are not. And both answers are staggering. If we are truly alone, then this pale blue dot is the only place in the observable universe where matter became complex enough to ask why it exists. Every symphony ever written, every discovery ever made, every act of love or cruelty or quiet courage happened in the only place where anything like that was even possible. That is not a small thing. That is the most extraordinary accident in the history of time. And if we are not alone, if somewhere out there, beneath a different sun, something looks up at its sky and wonders, if it is the only one, then the universe has managed to be lonely twice over. And the silence between us is the saddest distance that has ever existed. Enrico Fermi asked his question at lunch in 1950. He was dead within 4 years. He never got his answer. We are still asking. Every generation sends a little more signal into the dark, builds a slightly better telescope, points it at a slightly more promising star, and waits. Maybe the answer comes in our lifetime. Maybe it doesn't come at all. Because a species that stops asking where everyone else is a species that has stopped believing the universe has anything left to offer. We are not that species. Not yet. The universe is enormous, and it is old, and it is silent. But somewhere in that silence, we are still listening. And we have not given up.